Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, You Heard 37. Alright, so we're over at 04I up in Columbus, Ohio, and there's actually two jobs going from there. I think that's why I didn't see that one. I just saw this one going to WV19, because I do remember that because I actually checked that out. But this is the one we want to go to right here. It's the one going down to 77KY. It's 113 miles, taking fruit down there, 672 pounds, and it's going to pay $43.68. We can go over to Air Nav. As you can see, the wind is basically coming from the east, the closest to us, that's what it shows. And so it's basically crosswind. So we're actually going to take off on runway 24, so heading to 241, come down here to One Oak. And zoom back out. The weather here is kind of weird. See, it's coming from the south and the east, mainly around us, but then there's one here coming from the north. And actually, as you go further down, it starts coming from the north. There's another one from the east, southeast, east. Here it's coming from the south over here. So I'm just gonna basically say it's coming from the south because I think this is basically the closest one. It is coming from the south. It's coming from the east. So I was gonna come in from the north. And we'll end up taking runway 17. That's a heading of 172. Yeah, 172. So this one's 1,600 feet long and 75 feet wide. So it is pretty small. Down here, Mount Sterling. That's not too far from me at all. In fact, if you look up here, here's our base right over here is Huntington. So it's really, really close to our base. Go over here to Air Nav. There's not a whole lot about this one either, obviously. It's just a small, private little airport, privately owned. This one doesn't have hardly anything about it. Turf, runway 17 and runway 35. Traffic pattern left for each. There isn't really much about it at all. Back over here. We'll go ahead and say that we're going to fly it now. 113 nautical miles, like I said. Load this up. Okay, so we do need fuel because we can't get there on 113. So I'm going to take maybe 177. I think I'm going to, I keep coming in so high. I think because we damaged the plane 4% last time, which is crazy. I think we just got to stop coming in so high. I think that's the main problem. Just got to do away with that. Because I've been coming in so high, like I say, because sometimes when you come in so low, you can't see the runway. And but I think we're just coming in too high, and so I didn't level out enough and then bring it down. So we ended up dinging it pretty good. But, alright, we'll go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. All by ourselves again. They do really make this airport look big, like the buildings and stuff. But it's like a little grass airport. It's kind of odd. Alright, jump back in the plane here. The parking brake is on. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery, turn on our beacon and our nav, push that all the way in, just correct the throttle, turn on the fuel pump, and start her up. Sorry, I had a little program pop up, stupid thing. Turn off that fuel pump, turn on the pitot heat, go ahead and trim it. Alright, we'll hit up ATC. Gotta tune in to Columbus.
Columbus approach, Cessna Golf Bravo.
I really do hope they fix that.
IFR 77 Kilo Yankee, ready to copy. Cessna Golf Bravo.
Or change it if they're intentionally doing that. GPS.
4,500. Departure frequency is 119.15. Squawk 0037. Clearance for 30 minutes from now.
Alright, we're up to 4,500. Repeat
Cessna
that.
Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot, Mike, cleared at 77 Kilo Yankee Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 4,500. Departure is 119.15, squawk 0037. Clearance void 30 minutes from now. Cessna Alpha Foxtrot, Mike, readback is correct.
Head over to GPS. Alright, tune into the traffic over here. Select a runway for takeoff. We're taking off on 24 and departing to the south.
04 India traffic. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot, Mike, taking off.
Alright, we're going
runway
to turn on the
24,
taxi lights.
Departure to the south.
Alright, parking brake is coming off. Let's go ahead and taxi on over to the runway. Set the flaps. We'll stop right here because we're basically at the edge of the runway. Make sure nobody's coming. Alright, landing and landing lights and strobe are now on. Alright. We're here and we'll just take off. Alright, we're on the runway. Let's go ahead and advance the throttle. Airspeed is alive. Come on, girl. Get that speed up. Alright, go ahead and rotate and get up and out of here. Put that nose down for a second, gain a little more altitude. Airspeed. Alright, go ahead and retract the flaps. Well, to the left a little bit. Desired track is 204. Alright, air hauler picked us up. I didn't set that runway heading deck on it. Don't know why. I forget stuff like that all the time. 204. That nose down a little bit more. Trying to trim it. Clear those messages. Keeps wanting to climb on me. Not too much over this way. I think Columbus, yeah, we're to the southwest, so most of Columbus is over that way. Yeah, there's some wind blowing us over to the right, which is true because you see that crosswind. FlightSim Commander. We'll go ahead and turn on the autopilot. We've got it set to GPS so we can hit the nav. Going up to 4,500, so we'll climb at 700 feet a minute to begin with. Coming up on 1,800 feet. Speed's starting to drop a little. Yeah, Columbus is back on that way. Right, 110 nautical miles to go. We should have enough fuel. I don't think we'll burn too much. If it does start getting down a little bit too much, I could always throttle back a little bit, which is what you're technically supposed to do. That's not KTZR, is it? Almost looks like a grass runway, but I think that may be actually KTZR. I don't know what else it could be. Just can't see the actual asphalt or concrete. Alright, we're at 60 knots. We're only at 2,300 feet. Alright, I'm gonna have to Put the nose down a little bit. We're below 60 knots. We're falling fast with our speed. We're at 300. Just a little heavy. Too heavy to climb that quick. We still got 2,000 feet to go. See if we go ahead and put it at 90, because like I said last time, I wanted to see what happens if we thin it out, lean it out a little sooner than like 3,000 feet. The speed is coming up. That could also be because we 300 feet a minute. So let's see if we put it at 80, what happens now? Yeah, she's not really picking up any speed now. We were supposed to start thinning it after 3,000, but just wanted to see what it would do. It picked up a little bit right as we get towards 3,000. And interesting. We've got about 1,500 feet to go. This says 107 miles an hour and 24 until we get there. So the speed picking up a little bit there too as we then lead it out. But I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, and we will be back in just a little bit. everybody's slowing it down. We just hit 19 miles out. Get on the radios here. Oh, we forgot to cancel the VFR, or IFR, I should say.
6,500 for 4,500. Cessna Golf, Bravo, Alpha,
Good.
Foxtrot, Mike. You have exceeded your clearance void time. IFR flight plan is canceled.
Fine with me. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Here we go, 1 Oak, 77 KY. Looks like it's a runway for landing. And we're going to take 17. Full stop landing. That's our position.
7 Kilo Yankee traffic. Cessna Golf, Bravo, Alpha, Foxtrot, Mike is 19 miles north.
Okay, so we're going to put the heading just a few degrees over to the right.
Runway 1.
Switch over to heading. We'll get down to about 2,800. Actually, we'll go down to 3,000 because I'm not too sure about the elevation over here. It's usually higher than Columbus, so I'll put it at 3,000. 17 miles out. I totally forgot about it. Canceling that IFR. Oh well. Cancel automatically. So it still works out. Right, the heading for the runway, by the way, is 172. So just over to our left. And there's nothing out here, is there? I guess that's kind of realistic because we are in kind of the middle of nowhere. Just the small little areas like that. It's pretty much how it is. Let's see, I'm not too far from there. Let's speed this up a little bit to 2x till we get a little bit closer. Start putting some fuel back in here. Enrich it. Yeah, I ended up going to 6,500. We leveled out 4,500 and I said, you know what, we're just going up to 6,500 now. She kind of lumbered back up there, but it did alright. And I had it at 40% on the mixture. I turned it down once to 35, and we actually lost a few knots on our airspeed. So 40 is about, I guess, the lowest we want to go, at least at 6,500 feet. You know, if you went up a little higher, would it have the same effect? I don't know. I'll keep that in the memory bank. You don't want to go much lower. You don't want to go any lower, really, than 40. 12 miles out. 4,700 feet. What do I have to set? 50. Yeah, like I say, we'll try to not come in so daggone high. Just because I remember last time watching the vertical speed, it was towards the end. It was over 1,000, and that's way too fast coming down. I meant to level out, but I don't know. It didn't get the job done, obviously. You just start putting fuel in it again. Put it up to 75%. We're about to go full rich. Right, 8 miles out, and that's our position again.
7 Kilo Yankee traffic. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike is 8 miles north, 3,600.
7
inbound to land.
might be it right there. So I don't. Yeah, there's nothing in between us. That's got to be it right there. Right here, we'll make a better approach at it. I'm gonna go down to 2,800 feet a minute. Well, that's an easy way to find it. Come out here so we can make a good approach. Get lined up. Sometimes I do the stupid stuff where I get in too down close. End up making a terrible approach. At 2,900 feet, start getting off the throttle and slow her down. It does. I guess on the grass runways, it doesn't show the runway, the kind of the way it's going. It said 172 the runway heading. Let it go on down to 2200. Back on the throttle a little bit more. I don't know what is that. It can't be Lexington. Got a little too far to the right now. I don't know what that other airport is. Down to 2,000. Alright, we need to slow down. So we need to get down a little more. So I'll go ahead and turn the autopilot off. So we got trees right in front of the runway. That's one reason I go in so high. I don't know if the other end of the runway is any better. One notch of flaps is out. I'm going to go ahead and dip down. I'm also going to move myself up in the seat just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get down so we don't have to descend too quick. The only thing is those daggone trees. Alright, we're at full flaps now.
77 Kilo Yankee traffic. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike is on final. Runway 17 to land.
You see, this is what the problem is.
Minimums.
Start to lose everything. Like, where are the trees? We're just above them. Need to know where the tree line is. Just above the treetops.
100.
Go ahead and get down. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10. See, like right there, I really couldn't see the runway. I'm lucky that was okay because, again, it didn't feel very good. You can see how I keep losing track of the runway. We're gonna come back over here. Yeah, see that place is. It even goes. It's a little elevated as well. That area over there isn't. So maybe it would be better to come from the other side. Doesn't help us now. We're already here. Wow, it takes a lot of power to get moving on this one. Yeah, but you can see, like, I lose track of the runway. It's a little odd how this keeps happening. Alright, we'll come over here to the left, and then we'll announce that we're clear.
7 the
Come over
runway.
right to here. Alright, come down here. The landing light will strobe, go off. Pitot heat, taxi as well. Cut the fuel. Having beacon come off. Battery. Generator. Whoa. Everything is off. Stop that. Take a look out here. You see it's elevated over here, so the trees are even higher. I think that would have been a better area to come in. The trees aren't don't look like they're as close to the runway either. Alright, let's go over to Air Hauler and get paid. Alright, go ahead and unload this thing. The fruit. So we actually have 88 miles left on that fuel. So I don't know, maybe we did kind of burn pretty close, actually, maybe. Alright, finished the flight monitoring. It's an okay landing. Took off at 12:19, landed at a minute 25, so it was an hour and 5 minutes. Took off with 109 pounds of fuel, landed with 54, so we used 55 pounds. Max altitude was 6,530 feet. Max speed was 125.11 knots. Let's see, no, never stalled it, no overspeeds, the landing description was okay. Gear down, obviously true, landed on grass. No damage to the runway or the plane. Came down to, wow, 287.6 feet a minute. It didn't seem that fast. And we were right on the verge of damaging the plane again. Landing speed 47.9, landing pitch 9.2. That seems like a severe pitch too. Landing heading 174, wind speed was 4, and the direction was 197. So we actually did come into the wind pretty well. Wow, it didn't seem like we came down that quick. I don't have to watch it. And the pitch, 9.2, really? That seems very high. But here we are right here. Obviously there's something, I think, coming to it, right? Well, now there's something here, 77 KY. That wasn't there before. I think it goes way up here. The pay is $5,000. It's 206 miles. I don't know if we should take that or not tomorrow. So I guess later on today I could see if I can get that other Cessna in here, A2A. So I was gonna go over here and pick up, $2,300. It's only 74 miles. Of course, you got a position too, so it adds on a little bit. The 77 KY, see, that's 206. That's almost 3 times as far as this one, and it only pays a little more than double. So I don't even know if it's actually worth doing. Maybe we should just come back to Huntington and see what happens then. I think that might actually be a better idea. I don't know how far it is to here, but let's say it's, even if you double that, so it's 150 miles. So it's what, 3/4? Does it pay 3/4? No, it pays a little under half. So maybe that is a good idea. The only thing is, then you got to make sure that there's something close by. See, that goes clear over there for it to start. Is that coming over here? 1G5. See, that all, wow, those all go from Huntington, though. Man, those pay really good. The thing is, you got getting back. See, that goes from Huntington as well, so it didn't help you get back. There's 3OI. See, all these are coming from Huntington, so it hurts coming back. That's from Huntington. Is there anything going to Huntington? Already looked at that one. So that's from Huntington. Kind of crazy. Alright, so I'll have to decide about that, what exactly we're going to do. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.